Shanti everyone, welcome to the murli for the 4th of August 2024. So lessons, the proof of having accurate remembrance is to become an embodiment of power and sustain others with the powers. So the way to prove, the proof of having accurate remembrance is becoming an embodiment of power, an embodiment of attainments, an embodiment who is Shiv Baba's love, and sustain others with the powers and virtues. So the way you can prove that you actually have remembrance, when you have remembrance, your inheritance opens and you have the gateway to all powers and all attainments, so that you will easily be able to get them. So then, if you become an embodiment of powers, full of powers, and then you give others good knowledge, good vibrations, good powers, give them some give them some good points, and then they start getting a bit more powerful, and they spread and they do some Srimad, that is the proof of you having accurate remembrance. Accurate remembrance? Why accurate? Well, here's why. Because when you say accurate, so some people, accurate basically means proper remembrance. So the proper remembrance is having remembrance for all time. So you have to make sure you have remembrance even forever. And also, some people take remembrance into something different. So like, they think, okay, a bit of remembrance is fine and they're not doing it. They don't have the accurate knowledge of doing remembrance. But to make sure you have accurate remembrance, you should become an embodiment of powers and sustain others with the powers. And not only will the Father be happy in you, you will also be famous and even more powerful. So the blessing. May you be seated on the lotus seat and experience God's love by being detached from any awareness of bodies. May you sit on a lotus seat. So remember, what's the specialty of a lotus? So a lotus, even if it lives in dusty, very dusty, dirty water, it still stays very clean and nice. Similarly, even though we are in a world of negative souls, of souls who are experiencing karmic accounts, of souls who have fallen in the jail of Ravan, we will stay karmatit and we won't react, and we will stay powerful in any situation. And we won't be colored by our company. I'll say what that means at the end of the lesson. And experience God's love by being detached from any awareness of bodies. A lotus seat is a symbol of the elevated stage of Brahman souls. I just said why? Souls who are seated on such a lotus seat are automatically detached from any awareness of bodies. No bodies pull them. Father Brahma always had an angelic form or deity form in his awareness while walking and moving around. In the same way, when you have a natural soul conscious stage, you are said to be detached from any awareness of bodies. Those who stay beyond the awareness of bodies are loved by God. Father Brahma, so Brahma Baba, since he was one of the deities, he always had an angelic form or deity form in his awareness. Similarly, in the same way, you must always have this natural soul conscious state, because each one of us has their own parts. It's not like all of our parts to become as pure as Brahma. I mean, we should, but it was Brahma's part to be like the first one to become detached from the bodies and everything like that. As long as you don't have any awareness of your bodies, you will be loved by God. So just before we start the slogan, I'm going to explain what colored by a company means. So there are 5 types of sanskars, and one of them are environment sanskars. So environment sanskars are basically about the people who are surrounded you by. So also family sanskars. So anyone, if you're surrounded by people who are very negative and less powerful, you will get that vibe. But if you're surrounded by kind and good-hearted people, maybe you'll get the happy and kind vibe. So here's the slogan: your specialties and virtues have been given to you by God as Prabhu Prasad, and to consider them to be your own is to have body consciousness. Wow, Prabhu Prasad. I actually remember we had that word on a murli maybe 2 or 3 months ago. Prabhu Prasad means a divine gift of God. So it's basically a very divine and powerful gift that you get from Shiv Baba. To consider them as your own is to have body consciousness. Because they're the fathers. You get them from the Father. You get all the attainment from the Father. You get all the power from the Father. To think, no, these are mine now. I'll do whatever I want with them. Ha ha ha. That is to have body consciousness. These specialties are given to you by God because Shiv Baba trusts you. If you break his trust, not only will he be disappointed in you, but you are also defaming the Father. So what's the question and the answers? The proof of having accurate remembrance is to become an embodiment of power and sustain others with the powers. The way you can when you become an embodiment of power and give others some powers, you can prove that you have accurate remembrance of the Father. I tried to make another question, even though it might be simple. By being detached from, may you be seated on a lotus seat, and by being detached from any awareness of your bodies, experience God's love. And finally, the slogan question: to have what is to consider what to be your own is to have body consciousness. To consider the specialties and virtues the Father has given you. What does Prabhu Prasad mean? It means a divine gift of Shiv Baba or God. Shanti, everyone. That's always murli. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Shanti.